I could put you in the brig for what you've done, but I won't do it.
Talking Dicks Comedy Podcast, the spin-off podcast from the web series The Two Dicks, which you can see on YouTube. It's a 1950s detective throwback, silly, politically incorrect, middle-aged guys just acting like idiots. I'm Al Ducharme, Studio City, California. And my partner, Al Romas, is having a lot of Wi-Fi issues. I believe are you in St. Martin today?
Yeah, the ship is in St. Martin. I'm in my cabin, day 11. I'm like a Chilean miner. You know what I mean? Remember those guys? Was it Chile? I couldn't remember.
Is it Chilean or Chilean?
Where were those miners? I don't know. I had it for dinner last night. I had some Chilean miners. Yeah.
You had a couple of miners.
I did. I had Chilean miners for dinner. They were delicious and quite friendly.
First of all,
they were men, though. They were
14-year-old boys. That's why they were miners.
No, they were men. They were men. But where were those guys in the mines? I don't remember. Was that Chile?
It was some country where they don't care too much about anybody. It's one of those countries where it was they could afford to lose 80 of them.
Right. Well, yeah, I'm just saying I know how they felt. You know, I mean, I've been in this cabin for 11 days now, so I can relate, even though I get room service and have a balcony and a bunch of cigars and alcohol. But still, I can relate, is my point. I haven't been outside in 11. Well, I have been outside, but I haven't been outside the cabin in 11 days. So I relate to those miners
can you imagine,
and adults.
Can you imagine, like in Cool Hand Luke, when they kept him in the little whatever hot box,
the box
for 30 days or something? Yeah,
the box,
7 days.
Yeah, that's tough. Well, I was thinking of look at John McCain did 6 years in solitary,
right,
in Vietnam.
Yeah, so why are you complaining?
I've done 11 days.
Why are you complaining with room service?
I'm not complaining.
A balcony, cigars.
I'd like to get out.
Sunsets. You're fucking 11 days. I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make it. This caviar is horrendous. Who cooked my steak? I said honest, medium rare on this steak. Who overcooked my steak?
And it arrived a little cold last night. I'll be honest. I'm not complaining, but it wasn't piping. I like a steak piping.
I'm not complaining means you're complaining. Speaking of piping, have they sent in like a seaman team with black lights to fucking clean the ceilings and the drains in that place? Holy shit.
Oh, no, that'll happen on Wednesday when I leave the room, I would imagine. Because, in June, there'll be a family living in here and they'll have no idea what went on. I was in the corner masturbating like a retard. So they're going to, they'll do some scrubbing and little Johnny will be
They call down to the front desk.
Coloring his.
Mommy, look, frosting candy. Oh, wow.
Frosting candy.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know what the hell that is, but all right. Yeah. Frosting or candy, either one. They're both delish.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't even start a cruise till June. So today's what, May 9th, I think?
Yeah.
10th? I don't know. I've been in a cabin for 11 days. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what day of the week it is, for God's sake. But we really don't even have a cruise for another month. So
Kamala Harris is the first woman.
It's going to be a while.
She's the first woman president and the first woman of color president.
She's is that what happened?
Yeah.
Wow.
We're cut off from the world.
I missed out. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, we lost Uncle Joe.
Well, he joined the Trump campaign. He joined. He signed up for that new website, and he was convinced to roll over.
Oh my God! the Wi-Fi goes down for just a little, and you lose everything. I'll be honest. I'm sitting here reading about there's going to be a movie about Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee on Hulu. That's what I've been reading about. They have some actors playing those two idiots, and Dice is going to be in it too. That's what I've been reading. So I missed all out on Biden leaving, Kamala being the president. Do you think that would be news? But
it's funny. It's funny you should mention them.
Reading.
My neighbor. She's very good friends with Tommy and his new wife, and we see them. We occasionally see them, and they wave and say hi, and whatnot.
He waves his dong at you.
He waves it. Yeah. He holy
He
shit.
just takes it out and waves it.
When he
Yeah.
gets out of his SUV, like birds fly away, dogs cry. It's like crazy.
Grown men
cute.
are weeping.
Yes.
Yeah. Police are turning in their badges.
I just hide under my bed with my little.
You should.
With my little ferret penis.
You have no business
Don
being
Gavin?
around a real man like that.
Wasn't it Don Gavin's
What's
joke
that?
about? Well, you know, I'm hung well, you know, for a ferret. He was doing a self-deprecating short dick joke.
Yes. Yeah. That's funny. But, what's his name? Bob Zaney had a good joke too, where Bob Zaney goes, he would his mother used to call him Big Dick McGee. He goes, that's a woman with a vision problem.
A vision problem. First of all,
Thanks for
I'm
stepping
laughing
on the
at
joke.
Well, I'm laughing at the setup. I'm laughing at
Ugh.
the soft
Awful.
punch, and then the punchline. I laughed at all three
Yeah.
along the way.
Yeah, but
And-
you're a comic. You should have waited and hold off and let me get the goddamn punchline out there. And you stepped all over Zany.
I'm a little
Brutal.
green. I'm a little
Did
green.
you ever work with Bob, by the way? You ever work with
I have,
Bob?
but it's been like 20 plus years. Yes. He's just joke guy. Joke. But he's got it down.
Yeah.
He's got it. He's like, if you're going to do the
He's great.
joke act,
He's great with
he's like the best at it.
Yeah. The only problem with Zany is he's a club guy. He's really, because he walks around the audience and insults people and talks to them.
Yeah.
And I worked with him at the Borgata, which was a bigger theater. And it was still good, but he was a little bit, it was different because he couldn't really do his thing, like he's a real club act. Like certain guys can do both the club, the theater, doesn't matter. But if you really work the crowd and really work the crowd like Zany does, you need a club. A theater, it's a little lost on that act, but it's still good. Of course.
Whereas
but
Rickles
I also worked with him in clubs where he killed.
Whereas Rickles actually was able to go from the club to the big theater and even television because he became the audience member. When he insulted them, he would act like them. And it was just so quick. Everything was just so quick. So he was able to make it work on all three.
Yeah. I mean, Rickles was great. I mean, did you ever see Rickles live?
I didn't. Bernadette saw him. She saw him like 3 years ago. 3 years ago. And he said, he had a band, sold out. They were sitting next to Bob Newhart and his wife. I think I told you the story. Bernadette was sitting next to them. She was with Laurie Kilmartin and someone else, some other comics, and they realized, oh my God, that's Bob
You need
Newhart.
to drop a few more names if you could. Could you drop a few more on the podcast?
Isn't that
Tommy
what we
Lee,
want?
Bob Newhart.
Isn't that what we want? Which I'm just trying, man.
Yes,
I'm just trying to get
always.
something.
Always.
I'm going to hashtag them all.
Keep
now.
it going. You're doing great. Doing great. Hey, speaking of Rickles, Zany, all this. You know what I was thinking? I was thinking last night because I'm working on some.
Can
jokes.
I just stop you?
What the hell?
I know
why
you're
not?
working on the jokes. I have to stop you right now.
Oh.
Did you drop names first by saying Tommy Lee, and that triggered me into my story?
Well, I was talking about reading an article. You mentioned actually seeing him in person.
You
That's
said Pamela Anderson.
When you talk about seeing the person,
you said Pamela Anderson.
Reading an article.
You said you said Tommy Lee, and you said Dice
reading
Clay.
An article.
You mentioned 3 celebrities,
and
then I run with it. And you go, can you drop any more names? Dude, you got to get out of that cabin. You're losing your mind. You're losing it.
You're talking about seeing them in person. That's where name drop comes. I sat next to Bob Newhart.
I did not. I didn't even do it. Bernadette did. My wife, Bernie Pauley, comedian, sat next to Bob Newhart. I'm not even there.
Okay. He's still with us, thank God. He's like the last one.
He's right here
really
next
about the
to
last one of that day that is alive. You know that? Think of someone else that age who's around. I think it's Newhart.
Buddy Hackett, gone.
Buddy Hackett's gone, sir.
No, I said Buddy Hackett's gone. And Buddy Hackett was at the Friars Club, and I went to the Young Comedians Friars dinner, and there were 12 of us sitting around the table. I just dropped another name. How about that, motherfucker?
But what if I'm saying Bob Newhart's the only one left? I go, Bob Newhart's the only one left. Who else is around? And you go, Buddy Hackett. Like that's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about who's left alive in that generation. You come up with a dead guy.
Tommy Lee's dick is alive and kicking.
Well, you've seen it, I'm sure. He waves at you each
He
time.
waves it at me.
Out of the SUV. It drives the
he
SUV,
does.
for
His
God's
dick.
sake.
He crosses his arms and his dick just steers his SUV.
All right.
It
Okay.
looks like
Can we go back to
it looks like he's got a pug in his lap when he's driving.
Can we go back to what I was saying about working on jokes?
Yeah, let's work on a bit. Let's throw one out.
I don't know if you do this. or not. I try to write some jokes and work on them. I don't know what you do, but I don't know your process. That's all I'm saying.
Well, because we're partners now.
But I haven't been on.
I take your jokes and I punch them up.
I haven't been on. I was doing well getting on stage, and I haven't been on stage now in I don't know, a long time. And by the time the first cruise here starts in June, it'll be a couple months. So
you haven't performed since Sean Young.
Be in your predicament.
Actress Sean Young came to your show.
There's a name drop. Yeah, I could drop that one. Sean Young.
You already dropped it?
I didn't go on that night. Didn't go on. That was Helen Keeney. I went to support. Went to support as a friend who thought there'd be some free booze for me, and there was some free booze, so that was fun. But yeah, Sean Young watched Keeney and enjoyed the comedy stylings.
You chatted up with her, right? Didn't you chat it up with Sean Young?
Got to meet her, yes. Got to say hello and meet her, and yeah, it was fun. Just sitting on a bench outside in St. Pete in 100-degree humidity. I don't know what she was doing there, but that's what Sean Young's up to nowadays.
She used to be a tall hottie.
Speaking of, we lost Tawny Katane yesterday.
No, from the
Tawny
first
Katane
video
has passed.
From the video, what's the famous music video?
The Whitesnake video.
Yeah.
And fun fact, she liked a couple of Two Dicks tweets on the old Twitter.
Wow, that's right.
Yeah,
we lost her.
Yeah,
we lost.
I think she might have thought. Two Dicks was something else. You know what I'm saying? But she liked them.
That's how she came across.
She gave us some likes.
She gave us some licks.
I think so. But
she passed.
Yeah,
what happened?
50
in her 50s.
Well, she died. 59.
Didn't make 59. It to the 60.
Yeah.
Fuck.
No, but
cancer?
No, we don't know the cause. We don't know the cause yet, but sir. I just said we don't know the cause yet.
There's a delay. There's a delay in our careers.
Did you ever hear that story where Chris Farley was like in love with her and was in LA and he got a huge limo and he called her and he said, "Would you like to go to dinner?" And she was like, "Okay." And he pulls up to her house in a huge limo and he's dressed up in a suit and he's got 24 roses. And she gets into the limo, opens the door anyway, and then he goes, "Oh, it's great to meet you." And he hands her the roses. She's like, "Would you like to come in and meet my husband?" And that was
yeah. He didn't do his homework.
Yeah, she was married to a baseball player. I can't pull his name right now. When it played for the Oakland A's, I believe he was a pitcher. But
Dennis.
I don't know who that is, to be honest. But
went from Boston to the A's, and he was a pitcher.
Yeah, the Eck. He was great.
I got to meet him.
One inning.
There's another name. I got to meet him.
Dropping them all over the place.
I didn't meet him when he was on the Red Sox. I met him when he was wearing an A's uniform.
He was in the A's uniform when you met him? That's weird. He just wore that out?
No, I'm sorry. I met them after the game. A buddy of mine was friends with Mark McGuire during the whole home run thing. So we used to go to the games and we sit in those sections and all gorgeous women and then us two idiots going, and we would go afterwards to the whatever they close off a bar or restaurant and they'd have the whole team in there and then we'd eat and drink for free. And I like an idiot, when the bill came, I would reach in my pocket to pay, and like, "It's okay, Al. It's all right. You don't." Tommy Lasorda. Lasorda? No, not Lasorda. Tommy, not Tommy. Fuck. I can't pull it.
I see that.
The
I don't
manager.
even know where you're going.
The
with this.
manager.
Tony LaRussa.
Tony LaRussa bought me a couple of meals.
All right.
Another name.
This episode is dropping names.
Yep.
Ducharme just drops names
embracing
all
it.
over the fucking pod.
I'm fucking embracing
I was
it.
working on this joke last night. You have anything you want to work on? Let's try.
I want to work on your joke.
Throw a couple jokes.
My jokes don't
Okay.
need work.
Well,
Let's go. Throw it out there.
Come on, break out that blank yellow legal pad.
I do. I brought the legal. It is blank. It's so funny. I have notes on here.
Yeah. But I'm the same with the yellow
notes.
legal pad, old school. Man, I can't write on the computer or the phone or any of that shit. Got to write it with a pen.
I do if I'm in a jam. I'll write a bullet point, and then I have to try to decipher it like 3 days later. I'm like, what the fuck did I mean by that?
Yeah, I do. I do audio. I just go like guy in a helmet, and then I'm like, because that's the basic of this joke that I was trying to. I saw a guy. Here's the basic. Here, see what you can do. Help me out here.
Okay.
It's just kind of sketched out a little, but it's about. I saw a guy on a motorcycle, and he wasn't wearing a helmet, but he was wearing a mask. Okay. Now this guy's more afraid of COVID than he is asphalt at 75 miles an hour. You know what I'm saying? He's more afraid of COVID than brain damage. I mean, this guy's committed to the to Fauci and the cause, but Jesus, I mean, you know, and then I got to go from there. Like, I wanted to do one of those. That's kind of like, and then do one of those deals. You know, that kind of setup where I saw a guy riding a motorcycle, no helmet with a mask. Jesus, that's kind of like being a blank with a blank.
That's like wearing a condom and having sex with a leper.
That's like wearing a condom. And having okay, because you would still get the leper.
That's like you won't have sex with a leper unless you have a condom on.
Right. Okay, because that would not prevent. Okay, yeah, I wasn't going to go blue. This was going to be a clean.
All right, you want the clean version?
Bit.
You want the clean version?
Clean version. Yeah. All
right.
Okay. And then add a sound effect too, if you can.
Well, you know, I have that up my sleeve, and I'm wearing short sleeves, so there you go.
Right, and what I'm looking for is something funny though. That's kind of what I'm going after here. I was thinking.
Oh, you're going for funny. I thought you were going for sad.
Going for funny. No, I'm not going for a statement. I'm going for haha. Which I don't know if there is one in a sense. I don't know. I've been found messing around with this. Other than the fact the guy, I mean, this guy literally, think about it though, even without the joke, this guy is more afraid of COVID, literally, than his own head being smashed like a melon. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's, I used to have a joke about Florida. In Florida, there's no helmet law. You don't have to wear a helmet on a motorcycle in Florida. But you have to wear a helmet on a bicycle.
Wow.
So think about that.
In Florida.
4 miles an hour with like a helmet on you. 85, go for it. We don't give a shit.
Well, maybe they realize, well,
like
you know what?
But it's tan.
Oh, you had a punchline to that too?
Son of a bitch.
I thought you were done. You don't perform it like there's an audience. Perform it like you're riffing with your writing partner.
Well, I'm trying. I thought, you like to think there's an audience listening. They might enjoy the piece of material.
Right, do it again. I'll fix it in editing. Do the whole thing right from the beginning, and I'll sit here and you tell me when you're finished. Go ahead.
Okay.
No, let's work.
Yeah, well, there's a helmet law in Florida. There's a helmet. There's no helmet law for a motorcycle, but there's a helmet law for a bicycle. Think about that. 4 miles an hour with like a helmet on you. 85, go for it. We don't give a shit. Yes, your head is split like a melon, but it's tan. There you go. So something like that, I could go right into this. Then I saw a guy on a motorcycle without a helmet, but he had a mask. And then that's where I need the help from Al Ducharme.
Is this my cue?
The assist.
Is that my cue?
This is your
right there?
cue. Mm-hmm.
That's like welding.
Mm-hmm.
That's like going scuba diving.
See, folks,
with ankle weights.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Uh-huh.
That's
See, folks, this isn't not as easy as it looks. You go to your shows, you sit there, you drink your beer, and you laugh.
Did we tell them
up
up front why
that goes into?
Yes. Did we tell them why we don't have video today? It's just audio.
No, we did not.
Because of your
I don't
shitty
know if we did.
Wi-Fi. Because your shitty
Well, it's
Wi-Fi.
not mine.
In your...
It's the ship is. I don't know. I can't explain it. I don't know. Sometimes it's good. We did an interview with Vic DiBattista. I was in the same room and it was fine. And then today I woke up and it was wonky as hell. And so no, not able to do the vid, just audio, which again, though, is a podcast. It's audio. That's how it was supposed to be. That's how God wanted it.
No Wi-Fi.
He wanted you to listen to this. He wanted you to listen to this while you're at the dog, not sitting looking at video. So
we just lost. We lost like 2 words of that sentence. We lost 2 words of that sentence. I did on my end. I don't know. It's your wonky Wi-Fi. Let me ask you a question. Are there a lot more crew members on board today than there were a few days ago?
Yesterday we picked up another 300. So
it's called bandwidth, you dummy.
Yeah, but
the
ship sails with passengers and everything, and everyone's using it.
But you're on crew. You're on crew Wi-Fi. There's less bandwidth, and now you have 300 more crew members using the bandwidth. That's the issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How do we fix that? You got to get passenger bandwidth.
Well, I leave this cabin on Thursday of next week, and then I will be on the guest Wi-Fi.
Are you going to lose your balcony?
I don't know. I haven't been given a room number yet, so hopefully not. But I'll be free to do whatever I want. So if I lose the balcony, I'll just leave the room and go on a deck and
you get to leave the cabin.
A cigar.
So the trade-off
quarantine.
Yeah, the trade-off is you may not have a balcony, but to have freedom to leave your that's much better.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for 2 weeks in the room, they gave me the balcony, but there's no guarantee. They said, it's possible, which I would like it, but it's not. I really don't. It's not going to be. I don't care. I can just leave the room and do what I want.
So is it true that all the guest entertainers that are on board right now are vaccinated, but the crew isn't getting vaccinated until tomorrow?
That's what I'm hearing. Yes.
That's dumb.
Yeah. Well, not all. I mean, I'm sure some are already vaccinated, and the others will be in mass. They'll let them all off at the same time and all get vaccinated and come back on. Yeah. Okay. And like I said, we're not getting passengers on here until June 12th. So we have another month to get everybody situated and get this thing going.
All right.
So
you ready for
it's a big undertaking, sir.
It is. Are you ready for the premise I have?
Yeah, hit it. Let's go.
Okay.
Thanks for the help, by the way, on the motorcycle helmet bit. It was beautiful.
I gave you a couple.
Thanks.
I gave you a couple of directions. Every time I said scuba diving, I started to say something. That's like fencing. And using a real sword and no protection. That's like
okay. Yeah. My mistake. I was looking for funny. I didn't make it clear.
I'm throwing out premise directions. I'm not throwing out punchlines right now. I'm trying to iron it out.
I was looking for punchlines. I'm sorry. That was my fault.
Well, if I had it in advance, I could work on them on a pad and then send them. How about this?
Okay, do that. Work on them.
Well, send me the joke. I want a transcript of the joke, and then I'll write you three responses.
Okay.
And you pick the one you like if you like any of them.
Okay. Let me hear. Hit me with your premise.
All right. This is just a premise. Well, there's one thing about the pandemic and the lockdown and everything. It's brought me and my wife so much closer because we were unemployed and we had to sell our king size bed, and we're sharing a twin bed now, so we're much closer. And but that's not all. Go ahead, jump in.
Mhm. Oh, that's where it ends. That's not
No,
all?
that's the premise. How it brought us closer.
Uh-huh.
How it has brought us closer.
I see.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I get it. I didn't know that was. I thought there was a little more. That you
It's
were
a
going there a
premise.
little more, but
It's a
So you-
premise. I did
right,
have a couple
brought
of
you a
other
little
lines
closer.
I tried out, but I wanted to get the premise out there. That's the premise.
yeah, you'll have to send that to me. Let me.
Why don't you
I'll
get
work on that
Work on that one. Work on that
when I have
one.
some time.
Mhm.
When I find some time.
Yeah, during your
yeah.
quarantine.
I get it. I get the idea. I get the. You've done a lot. You know, you could have. You've done a lot of little jokes on Twitter and
I know.
Facebook.
I'm putting those
You could,
together.
you know,
I'm compiling those.
put
for
those.
our-
I was gonna say string those together,
Yeah.
and you might have a
It's
30 seconds.
it's our it's our
you know,
30
comedy. Well,
No,
don't get crazy.
I've done-
I'm just saying.
I've done a lot of those. Yeah, that's from my head. Basically, those one-liners and whatnot are to break up the podcast posts. So what I do is I
Mhm.
do a picture, I do a video, I do the podcast, I'll do a joke, I'll do another pic,
Mhm.
and then just keep so it's all separated on my timelines.
Right. Keep it
And-
separated.
And even those little quotes that I put on the podcast, because I do a lot of the work. Some of those are very funny as well. The pod that
Very
cured
funny.
ham disease. I mean, there's a lot of those quirky,
Uh-huh.
nonsensical lines.
People love them.
You just
People love 'em.
you just sent me a list of them, and I was actually impressed that you cranked out like 8 or 9 of them. I'm like, you know what? I think I could use a couple of those and take credit for it.
There you go. Yeah. Well, you know, I'm sitting down here just killing time, man. Like
You
a
know what it is?
Chilean miner.
After I do our edit and I'm doing
Mm-hmm.
uploading and all that, I finally get to that point where I got to put a slug line in that's going to be different from the last one.
Mhm.
And that's when I start thinking
Yeah.
about it. But having them in a list in advance is awesome. So
Sure.
Thank you.
There you go.
Al Romas.
You print it up. You put it there, and you just grab one.
Copy
if you
and
like
paste.
It. If it
I don't print
strikes
it.
your
Copy
fancy
and
and
paste,
copy
paste
and
that
paste.
motherfucker.
Boom. Done.
Hey, we're
Done.
at 36 minutes.
Awesome.
I'm gonna cut out 5 or 6.
Holy God, we gave them. This is. Oh yeah, 5 or 6. I would cut out fucking 30 or so. Leave them wanting more. That'd be great. Just have a pod go, hey, how you doing? Good. And then people go, is that it? It's over?
The Talking Dicks became friends at a very young age, and the rest is history.
I'm losing my mind.
Patreon.com/The2Dicks, which is named after our web series. This is the Talking Dicks Comedy Podcast. Thanks for tuning in.
Done.
I didn't kill my wife. I don't care.
We'll fix it in post, you son of a bitch.
Okay, sure.
All right. Subscribe. Mary.
Go to patreon.com/forward2dicks.
If you shoot me, you won't see a cent of that money. Why?
I think it ends on that. That's beautiful.